Jets, Jets. I'm so happy.
They won.
They won by barely losing. Well, no, by barely tying.
But they're still not good enough to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they're a rookie team, so they're rebuilding.
Oh, yeah, because they have the...
They have the youngest team in football.
In football ever or in football right now?
Right now.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to make rookie mistakes.
Yeah, that's fine.
But they beat a really good team today.
Yeah.
Which I'm like super happy about.
Wait, dude, they always have like they change their team every year?
Well, it depends because you're always drafting college players and you're always hoping that the college players are better than the players that you have, so eventually you could build a good team. The Jets haven't been a good team in a while, so they're constantly changing players. Once they find good players, they're going to keep the good players, and then the college players will be more just like backups. But they're still looking for good players. But I think they have a good start this year.
Okay.
So they won because the other team...
But they had a good team.
The other team was a good team this week. They were playing the Tennessee Titans, and the Titans missed the field goal with no time left in overtime to tie the game. So technically, the Jets survived.
Yeah, it wasn't really a clear-cut win. It was a clear-cut win, but there was
But they made a lot of mistakes leading up to that also.
But they had the 1 yard to go.
Yeah, and instead they went backwards and lost 4 yards.
How did that happen? They saw it right there.
It's a bad call. The coaches
the
coaches put in the wrong play. They should have gone just straight ahead. Instead, they wanted to go to the side and went backwards. So
why?
Because they're the Jets.
Well, but what made them think that was a good call? You're only 1 yard away from something. Why are you gonna go backwards?
Yeah, they thought they were being smart.
That
AJ has
such
no thoughts on
idea.
this.
I'm sorry.
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
Football.
All right.
Yep.
And
I know,
American football for the people who are overseas, because overseas football is soccer.
Yeah.
And to quote Danny Rojas, football is life.
What the heck?
Oh, you don't watch Ted Lasso, so
okay. I don't know anything about soccer.
Yeah, so football overseas across the pond from us is soccer, but we Americans, we call our football, and that's our game, football.
Like the actual football. It's not FUT ball.
Right, but when
I say the actual foot, like our foot. Wait, hold on. FUT. What does FUT mean?
Foot.
Oh, okay. Wait, I'm getting confused here. What am I doing?
So us Spanish people, we call it football, which is spelled FUTBOL. We Americans call our game football, not soccer, but football. FOOTBAL.
What's the BLWL?
L.
BAL.
L.
Huh?
Football.
Yeah.
LL.
Yeah. Okay.
You said only one L.
Okay, whatever.
I mean,
two L's.
Football. If I were to like pronounce it with like a white boy accent, football. What does the bowl mean?
That's Spanish for ball.
Ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So football. So it's the same thing. It's just
so they call it football, and we call it football. So, but football over there is soccer, and football here is American football. And and technically, I gather, if you want to say it the right way, soccer truly is football because you play with your foot, whereas over here in America, the only time you ever use your foot in football is to kick the ball, and that's only like maybe 1% of the time. Why they call it football, I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
but that's America
the
for
dumb
you.
idea.
You know, but I like football, American football, and I like football. But I like American
football too.
I like American football.
I also like football.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And I also like football.
This is a very insanely long sound check. And Andre still hasn't sound checked yet because he hasn't said anything.
Wow, 5 minutes.
All I know is that Super Saiyan Rose 3
No,
is powered by animal crackers.
No. What?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CrossGen podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for listening in today. Let's start right off. I am Walt.
Elite AJ. There we go.
I wanted to say the Arbiter Eli, but that technically wouldn't make... I mean...
You could say Arbiter Eli, but even then...
what's the council's name? Frick.
The Prophets?
Yeah, no. That's worse. That's worse. The Prophet Eli. I mean...
Hierarch Eli? That's another
Tartarus
alternative.
Eli.
Oh, no.
Yes. No. Spartan Eli.
What's the judgment thing in Halo? What's it called?
Judgment?
Isn't there like a Shadow of Judgment or Dawn of Judgment or Shadow of Dawn? Isn't there like a thing?
Yeah.
There's
Halo.
the Forward Unto Dawn.
They don't
There's
know what that
nothing but
means.
Judgment?
Not
Why am I thinking that there
really.
was?
There's a Mark of Shame, but...
Okay.
Mark
There's
of
no
shame,
shit.
Eli. Mark of shame, Eli.
There you go.
Okay.
No.
The Mark of Shame, Eli.
Spartan Eli. No, that sounds disgusting. I'd need to have a different Eli.
Spartan.
Spartan Elias.
No, Spartan.
Oh.
Eli Eat
What?
instead of Spartan.
What are you even trying to do?
What?
No, just Spartan
what?
Elias. I made my name Latin because I added the U.S. And if you know Latin, your first name or what, your name just ends with U.S. So Spartan Elias. Ooh, that sounds like a Spartan name, does it not? No, because they have Spartan Locke and then they have Spartan.
Sound like a new character from Person of Interest.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just go. Spartan Elias.
Well, everybody, again, thank you for joining us. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe to the show. Today, we are going to be talking about Halo Infinite. We got a chance to spend some time with the beta this weekend, and we'll give our impressions on it. But let's talk about Halo Infinite, because Halo Infinite has had quite a ride.
It's had the buzz.
It's been one of the most anticipated titles, I guess you would say, right?
Yes.
Especially after Halo 5 Guardians. Hey, Jay, you have anything to say about that?
Pay attention.
Gross. No.
So when you say,
my God.
When you say Halo 5, it's just like
for our audience, just so you know, AJ has a adversarial reaction when it comes to Halo 5 Guardians, right? Can you
don't?
Okay, so
Spartan Locke is the best.
Hold on. Before we continue,
I hate Spartan.
I know how much you don't like Halo 5 Guardians. I don't know specifically the reasons why. Can you elaborate a little bit so that not only me but our audience knows why you detest Halo 5 so much?
First off, the whole marketing strategy behind the game. And just the whole thing where it's like, Master Chief is now all of a sudden the villain, like all in favor of like introing this new guy. That never felt right to me, first of all. Second of all, there was the whole thing, like Halo 4 introduced the Prometheans. They had a pretty cool look about them. They looked like proto-human-y. It had a whole thing about it. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
You get to Halo 5 Guardians, and they absolutely massacre the ground force units and how they look. So let me show you. Eli's probably not going to agree with me. I can already see it now, but let me just pull up a picture of a Promethean Knight. And this is kind of like...
Show the original first.
Yes, the Promethean Knight.
Okay. But they kicked out Master Chief?
What they did was so they didn't really kick him out so much as
Well,
he was kind of outcast from the UNSC because he was it was this whole thing where it's like, because Halo 5 Guardian centers around the fact that, oh, there's this unseen force messing with things, and it turns out to be Cortana. And when it comes to Cortana, Chief is like, yeah, no, that's not, no.
So Cortana is the bad guy.
Yeah, and that was a very odd move to begin with.
Yeah, but Cortana has been like with
Okay, sure, she
Master Chief
has
for a while.
she has the whole, because the problem, the way that even got there to begin with is that in Halo 4 she was suffering from something called rampancy, because
Oh yeah,
AIs,
that's when she went red.
yeah, what happens when AIs live for too long, they undergo something called rampancy, where it's like this deterioration of the mind, and it's like
It's interesting.
schizophrenia for AIs.
Okay.
And so Halo 4 was dealing with that. She, quote unquote, dies in that. And then in Halo 5, she's apparently fine because she's transcended the, I guess, mortal coil of AIs, I guess.
I mean, that
Okay.
sounds sort of interesting, the premise of that, but is
But
it how they
just the
deliver
way, yeah, that the way it goes about, I just did not like it at all. So
I don't know. I need to see the story.
So
for
let
it.
me. I got sidetracked here. Promethean Knights. Let me show you what this thing looks like. Promethean Knight.
Okay. I mean, it looks okay.
Now let me show you the Promethean foot soldiers of Halo 5.
I remember they had like Promethean dogs and stuff like that, right? Oh yeah, and those Promethean flying things. I don't know. You don't. You don't know.
I have not played Halo 5, so can't
Almost
speak
there. Okay, here. How would you like to go from that to this? That feels so lazy and uninspired. It hurts.
I
So
Show
let me
show me the other one again. Sorry.
Right. So let me ask this then. Halo 5 clearly is a setback in the story throughput, right?
Promethean Knight.
Honestly, yeah, I'd prefer Promethean.
And then there are variations of that too.
Well, there's always going to be variations of everything, but I prefer Promethean Knight.
All right. So anyway, getting back to the thing, Halo 5 in your opinion is a detour from the really tight story of the previous Halo games, right?
If people didn't like Halo 4 because they felt it was too much of a departure from Bungie, Halo 5 is their poster child.
Okay. Let me ask you this. In terms of gameplay, how is Halo 5, how does Halo 5 match up with the other games?
Just never. Oh, you have?
See,
Like,
it
if
tries.
we-
I
because-
played through the campaign. I figured I'd give it a shot, and even then, I hated it.
Because when you speak of Halo, there is always two aspects of Halo you have to talk about. There is the campaign, which you just mentioned, which deals with the story, but then multiplayer is a huge part of Halo as well, right?
I did not do the multiplayer for that one.
Okay, so that's what I was asking, because maybe Halo 5 could be, people didn't like Halo 5 because of story, but multiplayer, like I said, is a huge part of the Halo experience also. Did Halo 5 at least match up in terms of multiplayer, where at least people can say, you know what, I'm not going to be interested in doing the campaign, but at least we can jump on a forge and create a thing and do some, firefights or whatever on Halo 5. How is that? What is the reception with Halo 5 in terms of multiplayer?
Don't quote me on this, but I believe Halo 5 is where they introduced loot boxes. So you can already see where that's going.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
pay to win for sure.
And then just even because the gameplay is in the story too, like there and our cousin has brought this up too. There's a point in the game where a character brings like a huge nightmare style cleaver to a gunfight. That already feels disjointed.
Well, but you know what? You can also make the
Nah.
same that the arbiters with their light swords
Yeah.
and the huge hammers. It's kind of the same thing, right?
It's
You're bringing
But
something that is not a gun to a firefight.
but still, like just
So,
it's not.
all right.
I
Well,
don't think it's disjointed, but I
but
don't
just
know.
the way that boss fight plays out. At first, I liked it, but as I looked back on it, it just like they touted to be this unique, uh, not mob, but you know what I'm getting at, like a unique NPC.
Yeah.
But then they become a dime a dozen.
Okay, but that's your average?
No, it's not like it's not average, but like
That's a boss.
it's a mini
That's
boss.
a mini boss. What's it called?
I forgot.
I mean, it
But
sounds okay though.
as far as gameplay goes, it takes the style of Halo 4 where now you get armor abilities. So that was fine, I guess.
They have to
but
improve
like
active camo.
some of the guns, if I remember correctly, they were like wonky. It wasn't good.
okay.
Hold on.
Well, yeah.
Last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is the preset settings for the gameplay, like shooting and stuff, is that legacy?
Oh, of course. At least I believe
Oh,
it was. It's been a
oh,
while,
no.
and understandably so.
No.
I will never touch that game again.
Legacy is horrible.
So 343 clearly has had some missteps when it comes to the Halo franchise. Halo 5, in your opinion, being one of the biggest ones, right? So there has been, like I said, a lot of anticipation for this new Halo Infinite. I believe they said 343 said they've recognized the issues from Halo 5 and we're looking to improve it and get back to what Halo really is, right? So Halo Infinite was introduced in E3 way back in 2018. It feels like a lifetime, doesn't it, right?
Yeah.
So it was introduced back then, and of course, like everybody lost their, they went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when it comes to this stuff. And the expectation was that this would be a Halo game that launches with the release of the Halo. I'm sorry. It was supposed to launch with the release of the Xbox Series X.
Really?
Yes, that was the expectation. It was supposed to be a launch title for that console and the S, but nobody really talks about the S anymore because, quite honestly, the S already is showing its age, and it's clearly a device that, and sorry Microsoft, but I would not recommend anybody to get a Halo Series S because
Xbox.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Again, I'm
Halo
going with the
Series
Halo.
S.
Halo Series S, people. No. The Xbox Series S. That's not a console that anybody should be looking into unless you're willing to drop, what is it, like $300 on a box that is barely better than the Xbox One X. So, but again, going back, this was supposed to be a launch title for the Series X. And because of certain things, pandemic not included, it was delayed. Okay.
Did a little bit of noodling, as one man like to say.
But it was a good thing.
Yeah, it was
that they
definitely a
noodled.
good thing. But
Yeah. So, like I said, it was supposed to come out in November of 2020. It was delayed. They announced the delay in August of 2020, and now the release date for this is scheduled to be December 8th, 2021. So we're basically about maybe 2.5 months away 3 months from the release of Halo Infinite. Now we could leave it at that, but if we did, we wouldn't get into the beauty and the marvel and the spectacle that is Craig.
Yes.
Right?
Oh boy.
So earlier this year, earlier in July, we had another kind of announcement for Halo. Halo was supposed to come out. This was back in July of 2020. I'm sorry. It's been a while. During their, what is it?
They're showcasing
their Xbox showcase, yeah, back in July of 2020. They showed some gameplay, right? The problem with the gameplay, and again, well, I'm not going to say problem, because everybody needs to recognize whenever you're in these things and you're looking at, alpha and beta software, that it's not going to be the finished product, right? But I think people were so warped up and excited for Halo that when the gameplay came out, first of all, it introduced one huge new mechanic, which is the grappling hook, which I don't think people knew about. And once they saw it, I get the sense that some people loved it and some people hated it, right? But I think the biggest part of that gameplay reveal in that showcase was the fact that the graphics were not optimized at all. Okay. And again, everybody has to understand that this is pre-release work. They're just trying to show you proof of concept that they're working on stuff, and they're trying to, but we got Craig the Brute.
Yes.
And Craig the Brute has taken on a life of its own, really, to the point that the people at Microsoft created shirts with Craig the Brute on their on the front.
No,
yes, they did.
What?
Wow.
How much did it sell for? How much?
No. This was the Microsoft employees themselves that were using it.
Come on.
But and it's funny because Craig the Brute really only takes like maybe a second of screen time, but this being the internet, a second is all you need, right?
Yes.
So Craig the Brute again took on a life of its own.
Oh my gosh. Look, I'm pulling it up right now, the images. And honestly, it looks kind of fire. Halo Infinite. I came for Master Chief. I stayed for Craig.
There you
Halo
go.
Infinite.
Oh,
Craig is love. Craig is life. Oh my god. How could you not want this?
Craig is the guy.
That looks terrible.
That looks amazing, bro.
No,
what
that
are you talking
doesn't.
about?
Craig is the man. And the good thing about it is that Microsoft, like as you can see, they didn't shy away from Craig. If anything, they embraced Craig. And
As
so
well
Craig,
they should.
Imagine, oh my god, imagine having this on your freaking, imagine having this just posted up like in your room somewhere.
the Andy
That
Warhol,
is actually cool.
The Andy Warhol of Craig.
Oh
the
my
Brute.
gosh.
So Craig became a meme. Craig is still an active meme, right?
Nah, not really.
Not as much as it first came out, right?
No, it's practically non-existent now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Craig the Brute, you'll always live in our hearts, right?
Yeah.
Because for one shining moment, you had your 15 minutes of fame. Actually, it's a little bit more than that, but
it was like for a couple months.
Yeah.
Yes. But Craig will live on in the annals of Halo.
Reject modernity. What is it? I'm looking at this one.
Reject God heard. Return to monkey.
Well, it's reject modernity in this case. Modernity and embrace.
Return to monkey.
Also a dead meme, but I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
You'll find. I just hope that there's they do something within the game, either like a wanted poster or something of Craig in the game. I would love to see that. You know,
Bro.
maybe one of the cities has a billboard of Craig.
Yes.
You know, I would love to see that.
Look at this.
Wow,
That's
Craig bed sheets.
That's
Now
actually
that is
kind of
awesome.
fire.
That is awesome.
Kind of fire, bro.
I would definitely have that, and I am a 49-year-old. I would love to put that on my bed.
That is awesome.
Craig the Brute, people. All right. So anyway, as you can tell, Halo has had a very interesting road to get to where we are, and we are now in the second beta. So for everybody that does not know how to approach these betas, the best way to do it is to jump onto the Halo Insider website and become a Halo Insider. It's free. And what it does is it offers you opportunities not to get only news, but to be invited to these technical previews or, betas. So we had one earlier this year, and that was more kind of restricted to invitation only through Halo Insider. This current beta, which is going on that went on this weekend, the weekend of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, that's the one that was more open to the public. And in this one, they kind of highlighted multiplayer, but they did an interesting thing. Multiplayer was not available throughout the day. They had like specific times blocked out where you could play the multiplayer, but if you missed out on that, you can still play the game, but you would just be playing it against bots. And so when we tried it, well, when you guys tried it, because I was just watching, it was against bots because we were not in that window. So that being said, what did you think about? Let's talk about your initial impressions of the Halo Infinite beta. Given that this is the first time you're actually touching Halo, AJ, I'll leave it to you.
So it was interesting to say the least.
Oh, and before we go on, I just want to mention that this was played on the again, I was about to
The Halo.
The Xbox Series X console, which makes a difference because we're playing it on the best console possible. So, go ahead.
So it's interesting to say the least. They kind of clearly have some things that they got to work on. But it was enjoyable overall. And I'm normally not one to do like obscenely ridiculous difficulty levels, but Eli kind of just threw me into it, and even then, it was pretty fun. I'll give you that.
Spartan.
And those are just my insights at a glance. What about you, Eli?
For me, the Halo Infinite beta with the bots, because we didn't do
with
online.
bots.
But yeah, we did Spartan a little bit. Well, for the most part, we did Spartan, I believe.
No, we did Marine, and
for a little bit though.
No, we did Marine far longer than we did Spartan.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Well, yeah, we did Marine and then Spartan. Spartan, obviously, being the harder one. And honestly, I have to say that it's a different Halo experience than usual. Usually, there's a lot of things you can see. A lot of things have obviously changed, since the last few Halo games. I mean, that is obvious. I don't know why I said that, but Halo 3, Halo 2. I feel like, first off, I want to say this. I'm so glad that Legacy is not the preset. That was disgusting.
It was the greatest.
They are
he doesn't know what he's
horrible
talking
people
about,
for
everyone.
even having even thinking about it is just, it's just, oh my god, it's horrible. But anyway, I feel like everything's a little bit, I don't even know how to say it. Things are much Frick, I'm about to say things. Okay. Let me get my facts straight, bro. The gameplay has improved a lot. You have like the weapons, which are they have been changed and tweaked a little bit, but for the most part, they still say the same. It's a much more balanced game now because, I mean, right now, obviously, I was fighting against bots, but even still, weapons were nerfed. Bots, well, map seems to be working in sort of it relies on teamwork a lot more than it did back then because if you really think about it, Halo 2 and Halo 3, yeah, you can say the campaign was all about teamwork, but anything else, it really never felt like you were forced to work out as a team. This sort of brings in that element of where if you don't work as a team, if you're not holding up one front, if you're not holding up your side of the map and like backing your teammates, you're probably gonna die. And I felt that was such a major improvement for this game. So yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about, before we get into like the actual gameplay, let's talk about the graphical side of things. Like I said, we played this on the Xbox Series X. Okay.
Jeez, Halo Series
So
X.
how did you think in terms of graphics? How did it stand up, especially given the things that we saw previously, Craig notwithstanding?
Yes.
I didn't mind what I was seeing. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna say it was the greatest thing of all time, but just one thing that really kind of, I guess, what's it? Jose also mentioned this too. The way that the grenades, like the frag grenade, blew up. It was not weird, but I don't know. There was just something off about it. My God, what they did to the plasma grenade. Oh, it's like it's become the when the plasma grenade explodes, it's like a sludge bomb is exploding. I don't like the way that looks. It's just. Ugh. I
Okay.
mean, it kind of had that flair in like Halo 3 and moving forward, but now it's just it looks so much slimier, and I don't like it.
So there's some room for improvement when it comes to the explosion animations, I guess, right?
Yes.
Well, what about the backgrounds and the actual players, or the character models itself, and the animation in terms of movement? How was that?
Um, like I said, it wasn't anything that knocked me out of the park. There's something to be said about the character sprites. um, while very not basic design, but it felt very Halo. You saw some of the classic helmets. I think maybe one of them was Recon. No, probably not. Maybe EVA. Oh, they had some of the classic armors. The way the shield looks now, I'm not a fan of that
Is
because
that the
it's
one?
like
Bro.
Is that the one that they put out that it's
no, no,
kind
no, no,
of
not
curved
not not
on
not
the
that.
No,
nose?
it's
Like
the
the regular shields you have covering the body of the
Oh,
Spartan.
okay.
oh,
Hmm.
that is
I
so
do
much
not like
better.
how it's like these little hexagonal. No,
That is so much better.
oh no, it is
But
not.
anyway, yeah.
But
Okay.
otherwise, I mean, you also people. I like the way they kept the hole when you die. Sometimes you'll just be randomly flying through the air. I
The ragdoll,
absolutely love
Yeah,
the
that.
ragdoll.
ragdoll
The
aspect.
ragdoll is
Ragdoll
at
physics.
it is at its peak. I'm gonna give it that.
Ragdoll
Okay.
physics are always like the peak of dying. I
Yes.
mean, I'll die just to see that,
I mean,
just to
there
see me just go like,
there are
oh
entire
my god.
games just built on ragdoll physics, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the graphics part out of the way. Let's talk about the dark side of the graphics. How about them glitches?
Oh, the glitches. Well, that's not really graphics, but anyway.
Yeah, that's more
Glitches.
like. Yeah, I know.
Let's talk about the
What?
glitches.
Oh, God.
yeah.
Because I've seen some very interesting glitches on the internet. I'm gonna show you one because I don't know if you've seen this, right? The warthog.
I have not.
What?
We definitely haven't.
Okay.
But what?
Glitch.
Let me
Do
see
you
that.
do you see the problem with the warthog there? It's either that's
He's
a very
so huge.
it's
He's
either
a
that's
giant.
a very small warthog or very large Spartan.
No. Whoa.
I guess you haven't seen that one. Right?
I have not.
Whoa.
And I will do you one better.
Oh my god.
Let's do the actual thing that shows.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's very, very small.
That wasn't on our game. We had a
What?
normal
The
warthog.
gun is huge, right?
What is this?
Look.
Okay, now it's fine.
What is this?
So apparently what's happening is that when you first encounter, and I think this is on the big battles multiplayer mode and stuff, when you first encounter the warthog, the vehicle itself is reduced to Lego size, while the cannon retains its regular size, which looks totally weird, right? But apparently, this player, and I'm going to give him credit because he provided the video on Twitch. It's at I am Illick on Twitch, right? Spelled ELYK. He encountered this thing, went completely crazy, but then once he entered the warthog, it kind of came
reverted
back to regular
normal.
size. So there's a little Ant-Man thing going on over here with these warthogs.
Oh,
Definitely a very weird glitch.
That is beautiful.
So like I said, it's either in the picture that I showed, that's a very, very small warthog, or that's a very, very huge Spartan. I'm thinking that's more a small warthog, right?
Damn. We've seen worse though, right?
Yes. So
talk
Eli,
about it, please.
Tell us
Glitches.
what happened.
Oh man. I think it was you. Yeah, you were playing. Frick. So weird. I don't know what's going on with their AIs or something, but like all of a sudden the game goes quiet and you have no idea what's going on. Are my teammates getting shot down? Why is there no noise? Why are there no people on the battlegrounds? And then you're just circling around, you're checking through like the enemies where you think the enemies would spawn at, and there's just one dude bouncing around and he's around the corner. It's like, oh frick, there's one dude. I could get the drop on him. And then all of a sudden you're about to get him. He turns around and freaking explodes. There's 4 guys just going out in every direction. It's like they defused and then they all start shooting you, and it's so freaking insane. Like, oh my god, this is so weird. So yeah, that's one of the main problems. You had like 4 people like freaking wait, what?
It's a baby Spartan.
What?
Huh?
What, where?
You didn't see that?
Yeah, I
No.
saw, but is that like actual something you can do, or
I believe that is what you call a glitch in the system.
ah?
So there's the regular Spartans,
Yeah.
right? You have your normal Spartans, and then you have baby Spartans.
Oh my god.
That looks like something you can customize.
Yeah, it does. That's why I was like, are you sure that's a glitch?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some weird things going on.
I mean, I don't know why you would customize a baby Spartan, but whatever. Yeah, so that's one of the main glitches of another one. What? That's like a go-kart or something. Is that the mongoose?
Yes, that's the
is.
mongoose.
Oh my god, they turned the mongoose into a go-kart. That is disgusting. But yeah, there's like this really weird glitch where these people like fuse together. I mean, there was also another time where they were like stuck in one place, and whenever one of the AIs would jump and they were like fused together, they would both jump. So it's like super weird, and they were like stuck in the corner. I mean, it's a good tactic though. Like we weren't able to get him until like your fourth death or something because they kept
And
but
and didn't you like throw a
Gosh.
grenade at them and then only one of them died and the other one survived? Wasn't that
yeah.
one? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, I think so. There was the one incident where maybe it wasn't exactly walking over it, but we could have sworn the guy like stepped on the grenade, it exploded, and he was still fine.
Yeah, but I think that's more of a
Serious
shield.
armor.
Yeah, and that's the armor. But I don't know if this is also a glitch, but it seems like it might be they need to improve on the AI. Um the power is maddening. That part where you were like, okay, let me give you a little bit of backstory here. AJ, he loves Ragnarok, and for one reason and one reason only, vehicles. I think that should be a
No,
reason.
but
Yes,
okay.
that is definitely because
I just like
you
the
spam
openness of it.
vehicles.
Oh my god, are we
Spam
gonna really do
vehicles.
this again?
I'm just joking. Okay. Yeah, but there's like an open area, so vehicles. I'm guessing.
I'm on the prowl
Yeah,
to get around the map
I
faster
figured at
and
least
more
that.
deadlier.
Yes. So he sees a mongoose. Oh shoot, there are vehicles. I wonder if they have the. Oh, there's the mongoose. I mean,
The warthog.
the warthog.
That's the next one I
And
came
then,
upon.
oh shoot, I wonder if they have the. Oh shoot, what's the name of that?
Ghost.
Yeah, they have the ghost. And of course, the first thing that comes into his mind, I'm gonna run over my teammates and the enemies at the same time.
No, teammates came later.
But yeah, but whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, he's running over people, and I think this might be.
That
I
ghost
needed.
lasted for a super long time.
Well, that's what I'm about to say. Um, this is probably an AI glitch, but they do not dodge. Like they will just stand there. It was only like until like towards the middle of the match where they actually started jumping. But for the most part, you could run over whoever the hell you wanted to, and nobody would. The bots wouldn't even
Well,
care.
they would make an effort to get out of the way. It just
I
wasn't
mean, they would run, but they don't
as
jump.
active as a player would be.
They don't jump. They're not aggressive. It's like they have a death wish. Yeah, but
All right. Let me ask you this question. And I'm going to direct this more to AJ because he's been more the Halo fanatic in the family here. Teammate collision. Are you aware of that term?
Not quite. Although I have probably done it. I don't know.
All right. So one of the complaints about this beta is that teammate collision appeared to be off. So in other words, what is happening is that people could literally run through teammates, like
Oh
ghosts.
yes, that was no.
no, wait.
That is
I
No.
hit a bunch of people with
Yeah,
the
he was
ghost.
hitting his
no. I'm
teammates.
talking about when
Oh,
you're
online.
walking, when
Oh.
you're no vehicles. I'm talking about just player to player.
Oh yes, that's actually a thing. Yes.
You can you were phasing through, and that's one of the complaints that people were having, because apparently teammate collision is a strategic thing in Halo, because it gives you the ability to jump on your teammates' backs and create a super Spartan, so to speak. You know, and also jumping off people's backs to get to higher places. That's a thing, a strategic thing that is in Halo multiplayer that was not in this beta. Do you think that's a big deal? I would assume that 343 is aware of the issue and will eventually turn it on, right? But if it's not, is that a
Wait,
problem?
they're complaining that it was not on?
It was not on. You can phase through players. You could not do the things that they normally want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, but how I'm confused. How are you going to phase into a character to make a super Spartan if it's off? But that's what they want.
What? Why are they? What? They're not
Because
phasing.
because of the fact that it's off, they can't do those things.
Yeah.
The
But wouldn't
feature is not
phasing
on.
into them make that easier?
No.
No, they're
How
not
are you going to
phasing.
phase into them if you're just they have no body to jump on?
If they don't have a
If you
hitbox
can
or
walk
anything
right
like
through
that.
them, and then there's no way that you can get on top of them. That's the thing that they're complaining about.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. I misunderstood your
Yeah.
explanation of that.
They right now, the way the beta was set up,
Yeah,
you can literally walk through people.
yeah, teammates.
Right. The complaint is that with teammate collision on, that cannot happen. You would literally bump into them, but that's a good thing because now you can jump on their back. Now you can use them to reach higher places. There's a strategic element that Halo players use because of that, but that wasn't present in the beta. So, again, I'm assuming 343 knows well enough to turn that on. I mean, do you have any thoughts on that?
I personally have never used that tactic. I'll be quite frank, but if that's that's a thing players do. I don't see why you would take that away, knowing that people do it. That seems really weird and awkward for them to do.
Well, I think one of the reasons that it may not work for the developers is that because of that, it's not a real feature that's baked into the video game. So it makes places that normally would be inaccessible for the players, now all of a sudden it's accessible. So technically,
I mean, you already have the grappling hook. Why are they going to care about accessibility?
Again, that's what I'm thinking. The reason why they may have turned it off. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like you said, the grappling hook is only limited in the amount of times you can use it.
Well, no, you can just get. But what I meant when I said that was that if they cared so much about places being inaccessible, the grappling hook is the literal antithesis of that.
I'm just saying I'm throwing out reasons why they may have wanted to do that in the first place. Because as accessible as the grappling hook makes things, there's still it's if you're in a close space, maybe the grappling hook doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
So that would be a reason why you would want to have teammate collision where you can jump on a guy, especially if you're in your tight space. You're not going to be able to use the grappling hook to get to where you want to go.
Not to mention, some maps don't even allow you to use the grappling hook. So,
right,
the wide open space for one.
Yeah. So if you wanna, and honestly, using the grappling hook is strategic in the sense that you can let yourself be in the open. But if you're looking for something more along the lines of like stealth and stuff, I mean, I guess maybe your better option is to do the double jump sort of thing.
So let's talk about the grappling hook, because the grappling hook is something that, when it first was announced, a lot of people liked and a lot of people didn't. It had that Just Cause feel to it and stuff like that. And it is a very, very, very new mechanic in the world of Halo. What are your thoughts on the grappling hook now that you actually had a chance to use it during a game?
I think that it is maybe not. I'd say it's pretty well balanced. Like there, you could have made that like. So what they do with the grappling hook is they give you a limited amount of hooks to work with. A, and then B, there's a cooldown to when you can actually use your next grappling hook. I think limiting the number of hooks you get was a very smart move, and just the way the way the grappling hook works, you have to really plan out your trajectory. There you go. Because if you don't, you can end up messing yourself up. And I like the fact that if you don't plan it right, you can really mess yourself up.
Can I ask a question? And you can probably tell me exactly what happened in that case. But there was a point when you guys were playing. I don't remember if it was either you or Eli or Jose, but there was a point where it looked like you used a grappling hook, but you ended up smashing into a wall and dying.
Smashing. Well, I don't think
Did that happen, or was it that somebody shot you while you because I couldn't tell at that point, but either way,
I know what you're talking about.
It looked hilarious.
I died in midair and I was grapple hooking.
Okay, that's what, because
and then
it looked like you smashed into the wall and splattered and died. That's why I mentioned it, because I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah, so like what happened was I was gonna use the grappling hook to get to point A to B, regular stuff. As I'm midair, this one bot has like the skills of what's his name? Crosshairs. And he like kills me with an assault rifle or a magnum or something. And magnum, God, those guys with magnums on Spartan, it's crazy. But anyway, I die in midair. By the time the zip line is done, I smash into the wall, phase into it, and stay there.
Okay. That's the one I was talking about. And it looks super weird. So I guess I didn't see him shoot you out of the air, but it looked like it was a spectacular splat on the wall. And that's why I was asking. Okay. So anyway, the grappling hook is a good thing for you or a bad thing?
Good. And the other reason why it's good is that it doesn't give you an excessive amount of range to work with. There's a certain limit to where you can grapple. Like, it's kind of perfect because, yes, it allows for greater mobility, but it doesn't allow for stupid greater mobility. Like, you have to really, like, measure, okay, am I close enough? Okay, I'm close enough. Boom, I can do it.
One thing that I wanted to ask about the grappling hook before we move on is that can you use the grappling hook to close the distance between you and another opponent? Like
of course,
kind of like the way to do it. Again, I'm looking at Just Cause, because Just Cause is known for the grappling hook. That's the mechanic that defines that game. And in that one, you can hook onto somebody and launch yourself toward them and close that distance right away. Can you do the same thing?
You can do precisely that.
Okay. Is having the grappling hook how can I say this? Does it make the jetpack obsolete in a way?
No, I would not think so. Because with the grappling hook, like I said, you have to really plan your trajectories. But with the jetpack, all you can do is just, okay, I'm flying. I can control how far up I go, how far down I go. The jetpack allows a very great amount of control. And interestingly enough, we never ran into someone who was using the jetpack.
I don't think because they've added that yet.
Okay. That'll be interesting.
I hope they didn't nix it.
I would tend to think not, but because they probably draw the ire of all the Halo fans. But
I mean, hey, they nixed the bubble shield not how many games ago. So
you know what?
Who knows?
I didn't use active camo, but I felt like active camo wasn't really, because I know that was there for sure, but active
I did
camo,
see it.
Yeah, I saw it a couple of times too, but active camo seems to be, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a necessity now.
It
doesn't.
like
not
was
a necessity.
Never a necessity.
No, it doesn't seem like.
It seemed more noticeable.
Yeah, it felt like you couldn't use it to the best of your the best of its ability.
In past iterations, it was a little bit more invisible,
which is why I sort of knew that this would be the end for tacticalness for Halo, because in some points or another, you could use tacticalness in Halo. Really doesn't seem like there's that level of tacticalness anymore, because remember I told you I got last time I did active camo, or the time that I did active camo on that desert map, I got it was pretty easy to get you. Like I got you in like a row because you have that level of tacticalness that you're not really expecting in Halo, and it seems like they just threw that completely out. It really
Well,
feels
you didn't use it, so how would you know?
what? No, but the way the gameplay works for fighting, I mean for firefight and stuff like that. Um, it really just seems like it's just go crazy with it, and not really. I don't know. It's different.
Okay. Let's talk weapons, because if you're talking about Halo, you have to talk about weapons. Some of those weapons are iconic. Let's talk about the weapons in Halo Infinite. What did you guys think about the way they, first of all, the way they look, the way they handle, and the mechanics of it in terms of the gameplay, whether they're too OP, whether they've been nerfed, things of that nature.
This probably has to be the low point of the beta. Um, so they've changed the way the assault rifle looks for some time now, and they seem to be sticking with it. Not the greatest fan of it, but hey, I guess. Um, the assault rifle handling. Oh boy, either they jacked the shields way, way up, or they nerfed the assault rifle all the way down,
They did
because
both.
you can barely take down someone's shield with the assault rifle now. Barely. And it's very, I don't know. It took way too much just to take down someone's shield. It was not the greatest. They added a new gun. It's called the BR something or the NR something. It had like, it's the one you liked where it had that electronic scope,
What?
and it was kind of like it was the green gun.
That's any gun really. What?
No, the electronic scope. It had like a blue scope.
That's everything. Everything has that.
Not every gun here has
Everything had an electronic scope.
Oh my god. I don't know how to further explain it.
You're explaining it so vaguely, though.
No, I'm not. There are other guns that have different descriptions than that.
Yeah, but you're not
Like-
describing. You know what? Forget it. I'm not. Just
Okay, maybe
what
it's
gun
not a scope, but
Is it like it's an assault
square.
rifle?
It's a goddamn square that's on top of the thing.
Oh well, that's I don't know what you're talking about, but continue.
It's like a blue or green square that is right on top of the. I guess the.
It's on.
Forget
It's
it.
just
Whatever.
yeah.
There's a new gun. It's kind of. it's okay. It's just a tad bit better than the assault rifle, but not by terribly much. Then I don't know why they saw fit to like fuse two guns, because you had the Covenant carbine previously, and that's like a time honored weapon in Halo. And then you had the storm rifle, which was introduced in. No, the plasma repeater was in Halo Reach, but then in Halo 4, they started like, hey, this is the plasma rifle. Or the plasma rifle. They fused the carbine and the plasma rifle to make this new weapon that is it's like the Covenant's version of the battle rifle, which does three bullet short bursts or plasma bursts. Again, you got some balancing to do there, because that weapon didn't. You gotta really work on like weapon to shield ratio. It was really like disjointed, in my opinion. The Magnum surprisingly was on par with the assault rifle. And in recent games, that had been supremely nerfed because all the way in Halo Combat Evolved, that Magnum was powerful. Like super duper powerful. And I guess it's not making a comeback, but like it's definitely stronger, or at least a bit stronger than the past iterations. Plasma pistol, same as always. The Needler, they nerfed the hell out of the Needler's tracking. It was weird, but surprisingly a comfort, because one of the things that is very terrifying to face with someone who has a Needler is that not only if they hit you with enough needles, you explode, those needles track you through the air. So like if you're moving, they will curve to hit you. That aspect of it has been supremely nerfed, especially at long range and somewhat at the close range, because I noticed that even at the close range, when I was playing, even at the close range, the guy was missing a lot.
No, bro. With me, I was using a lot more than you, bro. Each shot, it always curved directly towards the dude right when it was about to hit him. So each shot, I was always getting each shot that I took.
That was not my experience on the other end of the nozzle.
For me, I didn't miss any of my shots. None of them I missed. It was always a straight kill, and then I moved on to the next person. But look, I get what you're saying from long range, especially long range. I'll give you that. Long range, supremely nerfed, because but that's a good thing though. Because,
yes, that is a good
because
thing.
it's more of like you have to track your opponent instead of just shooting it like right above his head and expecting it to go. Yeah, but
you have to actually aim with the Needler now.
Yeah, but it's good though. It's good. It feels more balanced.
Okay. And then there's a new gun that Eli didn't particularly like. It was like it took on the design of a spiker, but it had the explosive mechanic of a fuel rod gun.
Oh, you're talking about
then when it exploded, it leave like a fiery splash effect, and it'd like linger for a little bit.
Yeah, the red one that shoot out like those flames. The flame thingies.
That was interesting to see. I didn't get clipped by it at any time during the match, but I know you did.
It felt very debuffed. Honestly, it didn't really feel like a buff weapon. And I think that's a really good thing, because it was like the area effect that it provided really didn't do anything. It was more of just an explosion, and the most it could do is like only take down like half of your health. It really didn't do that much damage.
But then if you don't move,
obviously it'll probably kill you. But
no, like what I mean by that is if you don't move and you're within its area of effect, that will kill you.
Barely though, because I remember I walked straight into it. I didn't take any damage.
Well, but again, you were walking through it. You didn't stop.
Yeah, but even still, this new gun really doesn't seem all that, because it's a rocket launcher, but like it's easy to miss with this gun, and not to mention when you do land a shot, sure it'll take out a little bit more health than your average gun, but not by much. So I'm actually really glad that they're nerfing OP weapons.
Ugh, that is not good. No.
That is very good, because
that is not good.
It's more of balanced gameplay. You don't want an online dude just taking out the entire game.
The hell out of
what?
The gravity hammer, and that's not a good thing.
Gravity hammer, I felt that was a little bit better, honestly.
Gravity hammers used to be one-hit kills.
Well, okay, I'll give you that, but it's more area effect now.
That's not a plus.
That is a plus, my guy.
Not really. I mean,
if you could get a hit,
you can spread the damage, but now you have to do another swing. And not just that, it takes you a damn long time to get that second swing.
So
And you can die by
okay,
the time you do that.
I'll give you
That is not balanced.
It's nerfed. No, I say that's perfect.
No.
You're debuffing an OP weapon. You said it yourself. You get a one-hit kill with that. Nobody's gonna want to play with the dude who's taking out the entire game just with the gravity hammer. If you make that more balanced,
it's already balanced in the fact that it's a close range weapon. If you have a long range weapon, you could take them out.
Nah, bro, but it didn't. The ends don't justify the means, bro. Once you got the kill, yeah, you need to be close range for it, and you could obviously be killed beforehand. But if you're running towards a dude, by the time they start shooting at you, you're gonna already be dead. It's different. That was my problem with the gravity hammer in earlier games, is that whenever you had it, it was so easy just to go up to the dude and hammer him. But I mean, now it feels like you have to hammer again. That way it's not that OP, if you know what I'm saying. Because in earlier games, it was just you could get like a couple of shots at him, at the dude with the gravity hammer, but it wouldn't matter in the end.
Not a pro.
Okay. So I think that's a pretty in-depth talk about both weapons and graphics and glitches and mechanics. Yes?
Hold on. Honestly, I'd say the gameplay is sort of the low point, for me at least.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that. Halo Infinite Beta, the way it stands right now, is this something that's releasable? Like, let's say, for example, and I know this is not the way it's going to be, but let's say they go the route of Call of Duty, where they say, okay, well, we're going to separate Halo Infinite multiplayer, make it its own thing, and release it that way. Do you think that in its current form, or maybe with some tweaking, is this a releasable product at this time? Because quite honestly, we're only about 3 months away, give or take. So we're getting very, very close to crunch time, so to speak. And we haven't even talked about campaign yet. So what did you guys think in terms of how this beta is currently, in your opinion?
It's tough. Like, sure, it's not perfect, and yes, it works, and it's still enjoyable, but I don't know. I feel like they still have quite a bit to do. Like, it should not take practically half the match to take me down with a ghost. Like,
Yeah.
I believe me when I say I made that ghost last. It wasn't until I accidentally killed myself that my reign of terror ended.
Oh my god. Jeez, the power is maddening, as you like to say.
Yes.
That was so horrible.
They gotta fix that. They, like I mentioned not too long ago, they gotta balance the hell out of, or at least balance much better the weapon damage to shield protection ratio. Aiming, I mean, it's okay. Maybe I just needed to bring my sensitivity a little down, but I felt like it was going all over the place a little bit.
Okay.
But that's probably because you guys have it jacked up to like 1,000%. So that's easily fixable. Got some stuff to work on with the AI in terms of we're not going to leave until they come to us, and then we're just going to bum rush storm them.
Okay.
Because like that's what happened with me and Eli. Literally no one from the enemy team would be coming out to the other side. And it's like, did we unofficially win? You go to look for them and you see that one guy. Oh, there's still one more. Okay, I'll take him out. Then he like he like unfuses in an unholy fashion.
Oh God,
And just it's an
Jesus.
all out, it's a slaughter. Like, oh my
Disgusting.
god, they're everywhere. Oh my
I remember
god.
seeing that for the first time, and
And
we were like
mind
freaking
you,
screaming.
that was just 4 AIs.
I know.
Uncle Jose was playing with like close to 10 to 15 when he first booted it up. Imagine experiencing that, but with 10 to 15
Oh
Oh,
my
just
god.
10 to 15 people just exploding.
bots just going.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god.
Oh, that is horrible.
That is traumatizing.
That is disgusting.
Oh man.
Okay.
But like, I still think that they have work to do. It's not finished, but it's close to finished.
Okay.
Mm. For
What
yeah,
about you?
for me, obviously, it needs more work. This is a beta, and I know that they're gonna continue to work on the game and improve what needs to be improved. So, just first off, I just want to say props to the team. You're doing a pretty good job right now. And I can't wait to see the finished product. Um, for what needs to be improved, I feel that the balancing with the weapons and stuff. I feel that that isn't really a necessity to be right now because frankly, it feels like they nerfed the hell out of all these weapons and buffed what needed to be buffed. I mean, you have the exception of the assault rifle, which I feel could be better, but it gives you more than just I'm just going to stick to the default. Maybe I should try out new weapons instead of sticking to one thing. And that's why I like about the nerfing of the assault rifle. But like I said, everything's more balanced. It's much harder to kill one dude than originally, where you all you needed was the drop on him and he's out. It's more it's more of like trying to plan out things, if that makes any sense. Active camo, I feel that this ties into more of why I don't like the gameplay. Um, it feels like frick Call of Duty Warzone. It really gave me that vibe where it's just it's not run and gun, obviously, because I mean in Warzone you can get sniped from like yeah, it's tough in Warzone, but it feels no. Here you go. It feels like the freaking gulag, the gulag, in Warzone,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
what I don't like about the gameplay. And this is more for the close quarters, maps, but it doesn't feel like there's that level. It's just go kill as many people as you can. For much range things, I mean for more open maps, they did an amazing job for that. I'd have to say, um, because it's hard to travel around the map easily. I mean, in the map that we did, the terrain was very rocky, which isn't really something that you get in some of the. I mean, it was rocky, but like it felt that there were more obstacles to travel around because before in like Halo, what's the game with Ragnarok, the map, because I keep going back to that map because of
So
how OP
there's
it is.
we'll see Halo 3 is the one that first featured Ragnarok, if not Halo 2. Then it transferred on to I think Reach also, and then it transferred on to 4 definitely.
Okay. Um, for Ragnarok, this is why I like the open map that they have, and I hope they continue to come out with more maps like this. My problem with Ragnarok was that if you didn't know the map, you were completely at a disadvantage. I mean, all you needed was like a freaking vehicle, and you would have been to the other side in no time. If you didn't have any vehicles on you, your best chance was a rocket launcher, and that was it. You could try sniping. What is that gonna do against a freaking mantis? So that's why I didn't like
Yes.
Ragnarok. It's too open. It's giving you there's no obstacles really that there is for like transportation. In this map, it was harder to get around, and I know I said that earlier. Not talking about vehicles now. Shooting people, like actually shooting people with guns. In this open world map it's fun. It's a much better experience than usual, for me. But that's really my take on Call of Duty. I mean, frick, on
What
Halo.
did you just say?
On Halo, as it is right now.
You know what? God damn it! It is
No,
becoming
no.
more and more like Call of Duty, and that's not a good thing.
Thank you. I really.
That's not a good thing.
Huh? I know that's not a good thing.
Jesus Christ.
Look, before I might have said that they need more Call of Duty like stuff, but I mean, okay, Halo does need some level of tacticalness, but Call of Duty, I'm sorry, Call of Duty has sort of devolved. And I feel like Halo is sort of following the same track that Call of Duty is, and I really don't like that idea because what made Halo so unique was that it was different, and yeah, that's really just my take on Halo, the beta. The beta.
So there is definitely some room for improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
Noodling. And yes, they're going to, in the phrase of Ian Grimm from Apple TV Plus's TV show Mythic Quest, right?
You're about to say mistake.
There's some noodling that needs to be done
Yep.
by the developers and the programmers here. All right. But in general, does this make you excited for Halo Infinite? If they cleared up all these little issues here and there?
I'd say yes, but for me, as you know, it's not so much about the multiplayer experience as it is the campaign experience.
And for me, it's more about the multiplayer experience than the campaign, which they need to do some work on multiplayer, even though I haven't tried it.
All right, fair enough. So there you have it. We just kind of dissected this Halo Infinite beta. The unfortunate thing is that we never really got a chance to try the multiplayer aspect. So this is all bot based. Bot based.
Spartan though.
Yes.
Spartan,
bot based.
Which is the hardest difficulty.
So, one other thing. How many maps did you try?
There were 4 in total. I think we only tried 2. No, 3.
We tried 3 for sure. I don't know if 4 was the max. We definitely tried 3.
But we tried 3. That's for sure. I think we tried. I don't know their names. Just go. I don't know.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Considering our busy weekend, the fact that we got some time to get some FaceTime with the beta is actually kind of a miracle if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, okay, so there we go. So I just want to make sure. Last impressions, how did you feel about the beta? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you see room for improvement? Just a quick wrap up before we wrap up.
Let's do a rating.
Is that a wrap up before we wrap up? Isn't that awesome? Is that a rewrap or a double wrap?
Now you're wrapping it in like the aluminum because you put the whatever it is.
You put it in the tissue, and now we're putting the aluminum wrap over it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put it in the plastic sandwich bag.
But you're taking it a step too far.
Then putting it in the brown paper bag. So
don't you dare put it in a lunch bag, in like a lunchbox or something.
All right. Anyway.
And then your book bag.
Go.
Okay. Oh shoot. Rating. I'm gonna do it by rating. That way, it's much more specific.
How many
X's? No. That's
how many? What? Darn it! I had the name. The sword.
Energy swords.
And how many energy swords?
That's 2. What?
Okay.
You only get like one per match.
How many cortanas?
What
the rating. The rating.
No.
How many plasma grenades?
How many grunt? How many headshot for the grunt? What do you call that? The party
grunt birthday parties?
Yeah, how many grunt birthday party? Or no, as Pooty likes to say, how many buttholes?
I got it.
What?
I got the rating.
Okay.
How many Craigs?
No.
The Craig
horrible.
rating
I will not follow that.
I think we should start that. That should be a thing for us.
Craig rating.
Craig rating? I don't know about that.
Well,
but-
like in whatchamacallit?
Pootie.
In Mythic Quest.
Yeah.
Pootie.
Buttholes.
Yes.
You have the
Buttholes. How many buttholes? Or the other kid, the new kid, right? Didn't the new kid has a new rating?
I don't remember.
I don't remember his rating.
So he has buttholes. Let's do Craig's.
But Craig seems like
The
a Halo
CrossGen
specific.
approved Craig rating system.
Yeah, but like it feels like it's specific to Halo.
Yeah, it is too specific.
Yeah,
for
we're gonna
Halo
be
to
doing it
be-
for like Dark Souls or something. That's
yeah,
like
that'd be kind of weird.
yeah, it's rated by Craig.
Listen,
Well,
Craig
yeah.
is Craig.
Jeez.
Craig transcends Halo. Does he
Oh
not?
God.
Not
Maybe.
that much.
Craig is a
but
thing.
okay.
Anyway, okay, so let's just do it for this episode.
Okay.
Craig rating. Let's go.
Hold up. I gotta get into my.
What would that be out of 5 or 10?
I don't think the world can handle 10 Craigs.
So out of
Yeah.
5.
Yes, out of 5.
I even think 5 may be too much, but
Okay.
What
Because
if
it is Craig.
can I like slice Craig in half for
of
this?
course.
Okay.
Take an energy sword, chop it in half.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's like
God.
2 Craigs and a Cruh.
Oh God. You know that meme where they like say Gohan and Gokhan and whatever.
There you go. All right. Go.
But anyway, 4.5
4.5
Craigs.
4.5
Four and a half
Craigheads.
Craigs. Yeah.
4 Craigs and a Cruh.
Mainly because I think that the gameplay, it may be lacking, but it's really, really good, except for the Call of Duty-esque sort of thing to it.
And the baby horde hogs and mongooses.
Yeah, of course. They should just keep that.
And baby
You know what? No, no.
Spartans.
But I haven't tried multiplayer, and that is the one thing that I'm severely worried about. Like, I'm so worried that I'm just completely worried about it.
All right.
Because I don't know if that's going to be good or not. And it really doesn't look like it will be. Yeah. But off of my experience that I've had now, 4.5 or 4.5.
I'm going
AJ?
to be ever the rebel and say okay with a dash of fun.
Okay, but Craig.
I don't know what that means in terms of Craig.
That
Yeah.
means
You don't
I
speak
had
Craig?
fun, but there's work to do.
But do you speak Craig?
I said I was being a rebel.
Craig doesn't believe in rebels.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
Craig
continue
is
this, you
Craig
might
is
just
the
get-
ultimate rebel.
No.
He looks at your rebel and laughs
Yeah.
because he is
Yes.
Craig.
Craig,
God.
the rebel leader.
Okay. So it's a positive thing for the most part.
For the most part.
And we always have to remember this is a beta. So there is still a ton of work that both the programmers and the developers will put in. And then, of course, we also have to look at any updates that they do after day one, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess we can safely say that the Halo Infinite Beta 2 is a good sign of things to come.
yeah, for the most part.
Okay. And you're still waiting on the campaign element.
That's
Because
what
that's the thing
matters
that's-
most to me.
There you go. All right. So on that note, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on this Halo-esque journey. Craig thanks you also.
Great.
And until then, until next week, because we'll be back with another Craigorific episode on Tuesday. Until then, I am the artist formerly known as Walt, but eagerly anticipating to try and be like Craig. This is Walt.
Elite AJ, and that's all. Yeah, in case you don't know, that's a reference to the greatest species in Halo of all time, and that's the elites, or otherwise known as the Sangheili. Go on.
Well,
I
no,
kind of actually like
they're
the
the
flood.
second greatest
No, they're the first.
because number one is Craig.
Nope, they're the first.
Yes.
Continue.
No,
Gerald Haney
I
take an L.
I mean, the elites are good, but I kind of like the flood too. Like that's like,
That's a whole
Craig.
can of
because
worms.
I know that there was like a whole backstory behind that sort of thing.
They're the reason why the Forerunners are gone.
Yeah, the Forerunners. That was it.
Craig.
I gotta come up with a nickname for like all the podcasts, but Spartan Elias. Hey. And
Okay.
may our energy swords cross again.
There
See, I had that.
we
I had that
go.
planned. I had that planned.
There we go.
Alrighty.
Or should it be plasma grenades? Because you know,
No, it's energy swords.
No, you-
Just stop.
I'm
You
actually
had
like
it perfect.
sorta-
No,
you
no,
just
no.
ruined the moment.
Oh.
You just ruined the moment.
No, I'm sort of like thinking
had
maybe
it at
plasma grenades.
You
is a
had me
little
at energy
better.
swords. You lost me at plasma grenades.
I don't know though. Like plasma grenades.
No,
is-
it's not. You don't cross plasma grenades.
But like you throw it at.
no,
Or maybe like they hit each other and then
No.
they go back to
that's
you.
not crossing.
So you technically kill yourself that way. I don't know though.
All right. Later, people.
SS3, frick, just go.